Hello, I'm Minister Dove, and this is Freedom Wings Ministries Corporation. I am the founder, and what we do here is we have a weekly or every other week Bible reading from the beginning of the Bible on, and we're about halfway through Genesis right now. Genesis number 34 is the lesson for today, and it comes out of the King James Bible. So let us begin. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. He took her and lay with her and defiled her. So we see the case of rape in the Bible. And it says Shechem. It's SHE-CHEM. So she charmed, and he said, "I'm taking you." So we see the relationships of a man and a woman continuing on in the man being dominant. And so number 3, and his soul claveth unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the dismal, and spake kindly, and spake. This is the King James, so it's a little, but it's SPAKE, and spake, see, my accent, I say spoke, but it's spake, and spake kindly unto the dismal. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, "Get me this dismal to wife. Get me this damsel to wife. Get me this damsel to wife." So he wants to take her. He has already physically taken her, but he wants to take her as his wife. I believe it's the son of Hamor, Hivite prince of, say, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the dismal, and spake kindly unto his dismal. And Shechem spoke unto his father Hamor, saying, "Get me this damsel to wife. Get me this damsel to wife." So I believe that is Hamor, the Hivite prince, saying, "I'm going to take her as my wife." I could be a little wrong on that, but it's just clarifying. I do these posts kind of towards the middle of the night, so I'm a little tired. But it's kind of complicated to read. I know. I'm not. We all have our days, right? We all have our days. Anyway, number 5. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were calm. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought fully in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. Let me read that again. So it's number 7 in Genesis 34 in the King James Bible. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth. It's wroth. It's WROTH, wroth. So some of the King James English here, wroth, because he had wrought fully in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter. It's wrote. It's WROUHT. So in our wrote fully in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not be done. So the sons of Jacob are mad that the daughter was defiled. The sons of Jacob are mad that their sister, so to speak, was defiled. And Humor communed with them, saying, "The soul of my son, she charm longeth for your daughter. I pray to give him to wife, and make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possessions therein, and get you possessions therein. Get you possessions therein." So we see they want the blessings of marriage and taking on Jacob's daughter and the other daughters within the city. The men are saying, "Hey, come on now, let's have them. Come on, let's go get them. Let's go get them, guys." Because they're say, "We need our wives. We need our wives." And so anyway, number 11. And Shechem said unto her father and unto his brethren, "Let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me, but give me the damsel to wife." Give me the damsel to wife. So they say, "I shall give you many gifts, whatever you need." And this particular gentleman that's speaking to Jacob, I believe it's Jacob, says, "Give me your daughter for a wife. Give me your daughter for a wife." And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, because he had defiled Dinah their sister. Because he had defiled Dinah their sister. So let me go back to number 11. And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brother, "Let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me I will give." And what ye shall say unto me I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me, but give me the damsel to wife. But give me the damsel to wife. So the men are saying, "Give us your daughters to the fathers." They're saying, "Give us your daughters to the fathers." And, old time courtship, so to speak. The fathers were responsible for their daughters and the marrying off. And the blessings of the hand is given to the husband from the father. So let us start on number 14. And they said unto them, "We cannot do this thing to give our sisters to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us." Excuse me, I got a little raspy voice today. Oh, okay. Little raspy voice, yeah. So number 14 says, "We cannot give you our women without you being circumcised." Now, circumcision is the cutting of the foreskin away from the male's genitalia. And you got to wonder, this was done religiously in a purification way to make them able to be intimate more purely with the women they are given. That's, I guess that could be taken in that way, that it was to make them purified to be more intimate with their women without the foreskin in the way of the intimacy. So number 15, "But in this will we consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised." then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if ye will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then will we take our daughter, and we will be gone. And we'll take our daughters and be gone. So the women can come to the men, but the men have to get purified to be with the women intimately. And their words pleased Humor and Shecham, Hamar's son, and the young man deferred not to do the things because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father. He was more honorable than all the house of his father. So he really wants Jacob's daughter as his wife. So he is not afraid to be circumcised because he seeks an intimate relationship with Jacob's daughter, as though, even though she had been raped, so to speak, earlier. And Humor and Shecham, his son, came unto the gate in their city and communed with the men of their city, saying, These men are peaceable with us, therefore let them dwell in the land and trade therein for the land. Behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only herein will the men consent unto us, for to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us be circumcised as they are circumcised. Shall not their cattle and their substances and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. And unto Humor and unto Shecham his son hearkened all that went out of the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. All that went out of the gate of his city. So the main dwelling where all the men are gathered is in that particular city. They're all circumcised. They all are circumcised, and to take their wife and to carry on with making a family. I gotta figure out where I left off. I will do 26. And they slew Humor and Shecham his sons with the edge of the sword. Okay, with the edge of the sword. So that doesn't make much sense after what I just read. So let me see here. Alright, so it's number 24 that I left off at. And unto Humor, unto Shecham, his sons hearkened all that went out of the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sure that two of the sons of Jacob, Simon and Levi, Danah's brethren, took each man his sword, and came upon the city boldly, and slew all the males. Boldly and slew all the males. So we see a little bit of a battle going on here. It says slew all the males, so I'm assuming that they're not meaning the circumcision. They're meaning that they went out and murdered the men of the city. And the sons of Jacob came up and slang and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister. They took their... Let me see. Number 20. I'm going to read number 26 again. And they slew Humor and Shecham his sons with the edge of the sword, and took Danah's out of Shecham's house, and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain, and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister. They took their sheep and their oxen and their asses, donkeys, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field, and all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their wives took thy captive, and spoiled even all that was in the house. And Jacob said to Shammah and Levi, Ye have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me, and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, and I and my house. And they said, Should he deal with our sister as with an harlot? And they said, Should he deal with our sister as with an harlot? Harlot. I'm not sure exactly what that means in the old language, but I'm guessing they're saying they're gonna deal with the women and taking them on. They're gonna deal with, what was it? She be destroyed, and slay me, and I shall be destroyed. And alright, I'm gonna read number 30 again. Let's see what we can find in the readings here. Nobody's perfect, right? No. I try to do the best that I can, but it is King James, and I'm, only human. So number 30, and Jacob said to Shammah and Levi, Ye have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I bring few in number. They shall gather themselves together against me, and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. And they said, Should he deal with our sister as with an harlot? As with an harlot. So, we see circumcision. We see a rape. We see men claiming the women after the father's permission, in this little saying here, in this chapter, I should say. And then we see Jacob saying what I take at the end of this is Jacob saying, the land in which we're living is not pure or clean. And because he says the parasites, so the land in which we are in is not pure or clean. But please take he says to the men with the women, he says, you may have the women with my blessings as long as you are circumcised. And then he says, take my cattle and my donkeys and my livestock and livelihood to an area that is more pure. I think that's what he is saying in here. May I, for my guilt upon which it happened to my daughter, may I be destroyed. They will destroy me, he says. So, anyway, but the circumcision is kind of interesting. You gotta wonder, if they did it to be purified for an intimate relationship within the women that they take. And what the religion aspect is them believing that it purifies them. But it's actually a form of cleanliness too, to make more intimate of what is going on between the man and the woman as a relationship. So anyway, that is chapter 34, the King James version of the Bible. And so let's see. We will have many more adventures throughout Genesis. as we are just about almost done. And we're going to go straight through the Bible. As many videos as they let me post on YouTube, we're going to post. And so, just bear with me, because sometimes I do it on a weekly basis, and sometimes I do it on every other weekly basis. But we will take to heart the lesson today. And I guess what we will say is a matter of sexual purification within a man. A matter of sexual purification within a man's, personal area. For the woman to be more smoothed, to be for more of a smoothing, intimate relationship as a man and a woman come together. That's what I would guess the circumcision would be for. But everybody takes things on their own heart. Everybody takes things on their own heart. And so, I am a minister, but I am not a minister that knows everything about the Bible. I go through these different seminary classes to help me. The main thing is I'm just reading it, and I'm doing what God tells me to do as far as explaining it to you. And I hope that you can understand. Please feel free to message me. I also would like to invite you to my Twitter page. The best way to get to know me is by monitoring Twitter. I'm on there quite often, a lot more than when I do the every other week or the week reading. It's more like an every other day I'll post something that comes on my mind. Anyway, I'd like to get to know you. Please do not send me 1,000 video calls on Facebook. I am I'm not going to respond to 1,000 calls on Facebook. But if you want to just message me and say, hey, I think you should do this with your reading, or you should do that with your reading, or I kind of don't understand when you do this or when you do that with the reading, give me some feedback. Monitor my Twitter. Get to know me through Twitter. This is an open Bible study through Facebook and through YouTube. You can post how you feel, but if you give me a video message, I'm not going to respond. I'll be very honest. I have tons of people that do that to me, and I cannot. I have over 1,000 of you every day that are like, friend request this and friend request that, and I have all I can do to get to it. But anyway, so many blessings, and we will speak again hopefully in a week. Bye bye now, my friends.